starting to rub it in, aren't they? Build up a lead, and here we go, folks. It's showtime.
And why not? I mean, the more plays they make like that, the more they'll have these guys on the ropes.
Took him no time at all on that one. Rose has got his first 3 points of the game.
Yeah, and he had to get that shot off quickly because the defense was all over him.
Yeah, that's the key, Steve. The quick trigger. Any hesitation, and that shot gets blocked.
Here's Joseph, and the three ball is good. Joseph's got 8 points. And Chicago has possession. It's a 5-point game. And it's Rose penetrating. Can't hit. The Warriors go the other way. And up the court come the Warriors on the break. Puts up the baby hook. That's good from Joseph on the assist by Iguodala. And that's now 10 points for Joseph. The Bulls have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Here's Rose. Rose with another miss.
Well, that's a very low percentage shot. Not good basketball at all. One he probably should have passed on.
The defense was ready for him that time, and they had to be. He is so powerful in the lane.
Butler with the ball. Picked up by Joseph. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Joseph's got 12 points in the game.
The more touches he gets, the more this lead will grow. He has just been unconscious this quarter.
They're going to turn it over. They couldn't get it in bounds that time. And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. Lets it go with a three. Another three for Golden State.
Those are starting to add up. Of their last 5 baskets, 3 of them have been three-pointers.
And it's not just great offense, Clark. The defense is really lacking. Not enough energy on their closeouts.
And the first time out of the game called for Chicago. And you look at the Bulls, a bit of a different look for them. Trading away Dang. They amnesty Carlos Boozer. It seems they're shuffling the deck.
No question about it. They bring in the Spanish League MVP and Nikola Mirotic. They've had some good draft choices. As well, so a lot of new bodies for the Bulls.
Unable to get the ball in bounds. They get called for the 5-second violation. First quarter of almost 2.5 minutes in. Kicks it to Iguodala. And Joseph slams it home.
What a start they've gotten off to. A big lead for them, and we're not even out of the first quarter yet.
And it's not just their hot offense here. I mean, they're playing very strong defense too, guys.
Bulls trail by 14.
And for the Bulls, you have to remember that Derrick Rose is still in his mid-20s, so with his injuries pushing back the timetable slightly and the new luxury tax structure, it's more punitive than ever. The Bulls opted to go a little younger and control their costs.
And that's out of bounds. Golden State will retain possession.
Boy, that pass was in the air a long time.
Long enough for him to get a finger on it anyway and send it out of bounds.
The Warriors making a switch here. Curry's checked in, and a change for the Bulls. Taj Gibson's checked in for Pau Gasol.
And guys, you know it, the Bulls are a financially conservative team. I mean, probably the most reluctant among big market teams to pay the luxury tax. So we're trying to win and turn a profit, and until they're in legitimate position to win the title, you can't fault them for that. In one phrase, it's called managing the business.
And some changes here for the Warriors. Draymond Green, he's checked in for Lee. Harrison Barnes comes in for Andre Iguodala. And it's Livingston in for Klay Thompson. Chicago also making some changes. Mirotic is checked in for Noah. McDermott comes in for Mike Dunleavy. And it's Heinrich in for Jimmy Butler.
Boy, just a brain cramp, guys. I mean, that should have been the simplest of exchanges. Well, he's watching his club miss a lot of shots that they normally make, and that has to be frustrating. So I think he's going to call this timeout just to try to see if they can be more aggressive, get them to the free throw line, maybe.
Sometimes that's the best solution for them, but ultimately I think they'll be able to shoot themselves out of this slump. But in the meantime, maybe getting to the free throw line will help.
They've got to get their heads into this game. They're giving the ball away far too easily.
That's turnover number 3, not the way you want to start the game.
And we're just over 3.5 minutes into the first quarter. Over to the wing. Green kicks to Livingston. And the jam by Steph Curry.
Well, they play terrific basketball at both ends, and that's why this lead is totally out of control.
Really been an almost flawless game for him, Steve. No doubt about it.
Trying to get back on track. And it's Rose missing.
He's killing them with his poor shooting. The defense is more than willing to give him those shots now.
They get a hand on it. The drive by Green, and that one is stuffed right through.
Their offense has really come together immediately, threatening to run away with this game.
It's hard to imagine they'll be able to stay as hot as they've been so far, but if they can, watch out.
Here's Rose. And again, no good by Chicago.
It seems like nothing is falling for him this quarter. He's really out of his rhythm.
And that one's good. 7 points for Steph Curry.
Wow, they are just red hot, guys, not missing a thing.
Sometimes you see a player get on a tear like this, Steve, but never an entire team.
3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock.
He has just disappeared this quarter, not making a mark at all offensively.
I'm sure he's ready to put this quarter behind him and quickly.
Now here's McDermott, covered by Barnes. Nice shot by McDermott. Just 4 seconds left to play here in the first. And that's it for the first quarter in what's been a very lopsided game. Warriors. Welcome back, folks. We'll see if we're in store for a more tightly contested quarter as we move here into the second. And taking a quick look here at the hustle stats for the Warriors.
Tell you what, guys, they're showing us a lot of energy early on and racking up those fast break points.
And the other thing they're doing is forcing a lot of turnovers, and that's helping them to get easy points at the other end. The Warriors last season voted the most fun team to watch in the NBA. Easy to see why, arguably.
I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen throughout. Just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively turning into quick points.
And that's not going to be able to continue if they hope to get back into this game, Clark. It's a deflating play for your morale.
And here we go. Warriors running again.
That
was wicked! Chicago with the ball. Heinrich with it. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
Kirk Hinrich in his 12th season out of Kansas. Remember covering this guy in college. Still a quality defensive combo guard. At 6'4", tremendous IQ and anticipation really helps him at the defensive end. And he's, I think, a little underrated offensively, too.
That free throw, no good. And Hinrich playing big numbers for the Bulls last season. But Steve, his shooting percentages have started now to tail off over the last few years.
You know, I think his defense is really what keeps him on the court at this point, Kevin. Offensively, still a good playmaker and a decision maker, but he's not going to be a big scorer.
And it's the Bulls with the ball. Hinrich, right side. The shot will not go. So Golden State will take it the other way. Pass to Joseph. Fires the 3. The shot's good on the assist by Iguodala. Iguodala's got 3 assists in the game. Just over 1 minute has passed here in the second quarter. There's the feed to Snell. Wants to get it off to Noah and does. Gasol kicks to Butler. And some nice ball movement here by Chicago. Back to Hinrich. 5 on the clock. Pass to Gasol. There's the dish to Noah. And it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. Thompson, he's checked in for Curry. And a change for the Bulls. Dunleavy's checked in for Kirk Hinrich. And here is Joseph. 24 points for him. Connects from three-point range. Joseph's got a couple of three-pointers in the second for the Warriors. It's been several possessions since they've converted.
Well, they've got to find a way to change that.
And we're about 2 minutes into the second quarter here. Here's Snell, and the officials call a traveling violation.
We've just seen them make mistakes on back-to-back trips, but those turnovers could have been avoided. Careless mistakes.
Absolutely, Clark. They've got to have a tighter handle on the ball.
Here's Joseph. He's got 27. That's good. Joseph's got 12 points now in the quarter.
And fellas, in this quarter, he's improved on what was already a very good performance in period number 1.
And taking care of the ball has been a problem for him.
Yeah, defensively, some really good pressure being applied, though, so you've got to give credit there. It seems like they've been rattled a little bit.
Steve, you think they've been rattled?
Oh, they're rattled all right, and turnovers will kill you, especially with a team like this that can force turnovers you get out in transition.
Guys, that's simply superb. Ball pressure, a run out, and then a dunk in transition.
Exactly, Clark, what they wanted, the aggressive defense to lead to.
Yeah, points in transition.
That's why you want to make the other team feel uncomfortable handling the ball, because you can get easy points out of it at the other end. And mistakes this quarter have translated into 9 points at the other end.
They're really shooting themselves in the foot with this sloppy play, Steve.
Bulls making a switch here. Rose is checked in. Shot by Joseph, no good.
Boy, just by his body language, Kevin, you can tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Yeah, a little frustrated now, shaking his head after that miss.
Here's the 3. That is good. Joseph's got 32 points in the game.
And he may be the guy to put this game even farther out of reach.
Now here's Rose. They need this. And again, Chicago, no good.
David Lee last season, top 20 in double-doubles, top 10 in points in the paint. He's a real anchor inside for the Warriors.
And just over 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Here's Rose. Offensive rebound. Parked down low that time, and he got the 3-second call.
He's not doing them any favors making those kinds of mistakes.
Especially now. I mean, every possession's so important for him.
And some changes here for the Warriors. Andrew Bogut checked in for Draymond Green. Barnes comes in for Andre Iguodala. And it's Livingston in for Joseph. Chicago also making some changes. Taj Gibson's checked in for Noah. Mirotic comes in for Pau Gasol. And McDermott subbed in for Butler. And the basket by Rose.
Boy, he's so good at recognizing where the openings are and getting the ball to the rim.
Golden State's gotten out from three-point land in the second quarter, going 4 of 5 from downtown. Thompson outside. He dishes it to Barnes. The tray. And again, Klay Thompson for three. Thompson's got 6.
Well, it looks like he's finally found his footing in this game. His first quarter was a real struggle, but he's gotten it going now.
Here's Rose. On the money with the shot from the left block.
Man, a pleasure to watch him work at that end of the floor.
And the Warriors with possession here. Their defense has only allowed 4 points in the quarter.
They're going back to the three-point shot over and over and over.
That was the 9th straight point from behind the arc, Clark. It feels like they're finding the holes in this defense.
Another one falls for Chicago.
Really hard to find fault with anything he's doing this quarter, at least at the offensive end.
Thompson outside. Lets it go from deep. Another 3 for Golden State.
Three-pointer has been his best weapon here today, no question.
The D has been all mixed up, confused, bamboozled, allowing him way too much space.
Here's Rose. Count the bucket. Rose has got 8 points here in this quarter. They get a hand on it. And through the first half, a pretty lopsided affair.
Thank you, Kevin. Steph.
Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second half. Big margin on our hands, but we'll see if that gap narrows down in the third and fourth quarters. You look at the closer in this game, guys. He's been everywhere.
Boy, he put on a show from the three-point line in the first half, didn't he? We'll see if the halftime break had any cooling effect on it.
Yeah, we'll soon find out, because I guarantee they're going to keep feeding it to him behind the arc until he does cool off.
On the wing, Thompson and Iguodala. It's Lee and Bogut inside, and it's Joseph in at the 1. That's the Warriors' 5.
You know, one thing you have to admire, respect, and appreciate with this Bulls team is they've had some really difficult luck with the injuries to Derrick Rose, but it was a no-excuse team. They never hung their heads. They competed, and they continue to win at a high level.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, over to you.
Yes, Kevin, no doubt Joakim Noah has absolutely no problem playing the role of the heel, known to provoke opponents and opposing crowds. He says, I like energy, whether it's positive energy or negative energy, it gets me going. I like playing on the road. I think that hate fuels me to play harder. I loved it from the start. He's getting plenty of fuel from it, guys.
Thank you, Doris. And Noah's certainly not bashful with his emotions on the floor at all. And the Bulls, so resilient. A lot of credit has to go to Coach Tom Thibodeau. He gets them to play with tremendous effort every game.
Well, in the front office, too, Kevin. I mean, you think about the late first-round picks that they've turned into Taj Gibson and Jimmy Butler. Very productive two-way players that have held their own when Rose was out.
Out of bounds, Golden State takes possession. Golden State's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Right around a minute and a half played here in the third quarter. His three-pointer is off the mark.
Still a bit chilly from the field at the start of this third quarter. 1 of 4 so far.
Chicago's gone 0-2 from deep to start things here in the second half.
The second half hasn't exactly gone according to plan for him. He only had 1 turnover in the first half, but that number is growing much bigger now in the second.
And the Warriors making a change here. Curry's checked in. Here's Joseph. That one wide left.
1 for 5 on offense. A slow start here in the second half.
Expanding his range. Noah's shot is off.
Such a solid performance for them inside. Their rebounding has been terrific.
Yeah, that's just one of the few things that have gone their way today.
Here's Joseph. And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in. Joseph's got 40 points. Well, you look at the numbers for the Warriors last season. Their offense revolved around Steph Curry, and no surprise.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Kevin. The numbers were staggering. I mean, with Curry on the floor, they were right at the top of the league in offensive efficiency. And when he sat down, they were the worst. A lot was on his shoulders, and he carried that burden well. Terrific game for Joseph. 40 points, and he's buried a ton of three-pointers in this game, too.
Yeah, it's hard to keep track of just how many of those he's hit.
This is his first free throw of the game. Green, he's checked in for Golden State. The Bulls also changing it up. Tony Snell comes in for Mike Dunleavy, and it's Heinrich in for Rose.
And Curry, not just a factor offensively with his scoring, of course, but driving, making plays for others. And I think the departure of Jarrett Jack really allowed Curry to take on a larger playmaking role, and he showed he was ready for that.
Here's Joseph. Drains the three-pointer. Joseph's got 45 points.
This is unbelievable. What a shooting exhibition we're seeing out there today.
The Bulls have gone 3 of 8 so far in the third quarter, looking to lock in that rhythm.
You talk about all of the gaudy numbers for Curry last season. Extremely impressive offensively. But there's one number he'd like to cut down on, and that's the turnovers. Second most in the league last season. And he'd be the first to tell you he knows he can do better, and I'm confident he will.
Harrison Barnes, he's checked in for Andre Iguodala. Taj Gibson's checked in for Chicago. Mirotic comes in for Pau Gasol.
Great outside shooting fueling this run.
And the defense getting bombarded. They just haven't been able to slow him down.
Deflects the pass. And there's the pass to Joseph. And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in. 50 points for Joseph.
He's doing it all for them right now on the offensive side. No matter what the defense has done, they haven't been able to find an answer to stop him, and he's had an answer for every defense he's seen.
Heinrich. Out of bounds, Golden State takes possession. And the Warriors making a change here. Livingston's checked in. McDermott's checked in for Chicago. Curry with a wide open look. Sinks the triple. Curry's got 10.
Clark, they're really struggling guarding that three-point line.
And they're not making up for it with their own shots from deep either, Steve.
Well, Chicago's gotten off to a very slow start from three-point range in the second half. They're 0 for 4. To stop the run, will not go. This is off the front eye.
You got to give them a lot of credit for the job they've done on the backboard.
Well, they've done a lot of things right, but I agree with you, Clark. Their rebounding is right there at the top of the list. Well, when Harrison Barnes first stepped onto the scene, it was in the middle of the Warriors' 2013 playoff run. But he didn't exactly build upon that streak as people were hoping for last year. The playing time just wasn't there.
And I remember that run for Barnes. He would play as a stretch four and looked unguardable at times in their series against the Nuggets and then the Spurs. Definitely was hoping for more of that this past season.
Livingston kicks to Green. Some nice passing by Golden State here. And it's blocked. Now Gibson. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. You know, for Barnes, it was an awkward place for him to be in. They brought in Iguodala, and he was moved to the bench. A lot of people thought that that'd be a boon for him, as he would be more focused on the offensive side of things with that second unit in particular and could really thrive.
Yeah, and the change in role and adjusting to being the first option with the second unit, I think was overwhelming for him. And, you know, I think you have to remember Barnes is still a very young player, a lot of room for growth, very talented, very skilled, and he's going to get a lot better. And he is still scoreless. It looks like he doesn't even want to be out there.
Right side, Green. No one near Curry as he lets it go. And another three for Golden State.
They are killing them with that three-point shot here in the second half.
Well, the defense fully stretched out trying to stop that shot and still not able to get it done.
The 3 quarters of play all in the books, and this one all but over already. The Warriors on top, opening up a huge gap. We're going to step aside for just a second, but join us right back here for the start of the 4th quarter. Next. And the Warriors with possession here. Taking a look at the Bulls. We've got Mirotic. Brooks out there with Tony Snell. Then it's McDermott. And it's Bairstow in at the 5 down low. Rush the pass to Barnes. 6 on the shot clock. Golden State needs to get off a shot. He feeds it to Rush. Second chance shot. Misses off the right iron.
Well, they'll give him that shot. He doesn't have the most. Reliable jump shot in the world, we know that. Difficult to explain that turnover. I mean, I guess he thought he had more room than he did, but he really lost his place on the court.
Spates kicks to Kuzmic. Pass to Livingston. Dishes it to Barnes. And it's good, assisting on the play with Livingston. Livingston's got 3 assists now in this one. The Bulls shooting only 32% from the field. Plenty of signs of struggle by this offense today. There's the block. And up the court come the Warriors on the break. Livingston is running, and the dunk by Barnes.
You know, regardless of who starts the break, it seems like he's usually the one to finish it.
And that's because of how well he attacks the rim on the dead run.
A few possessions into the fourth quarter, just over a minute played. Here's Brooks. Good on the shot.
Yeah, that's a difficult shot in the face of a defender that towers over.
Well, you know, he almost seems to enjoy those mismatches, Steve. It gives him a chance to show what a strong finisher he is.
Barnes kicks to Kuzmic. Now here is Mirotic. And it's Spates with the rebound.
Boy, that was way behind the line. Now, he can make that at times.
He certainly is one of the guys that can actually do it from there.
And the shooting percentage continues to climb. Guys, here in the second half, they're on fire.
Steve, I like the collective focus since halftime. Good team basketball resulting in high-quality shots.
They really want to find that igniter here.
Yeah, that's right. Kevin, the offense has basically been running in place.
They got to get going.
Wow, he was just wide open there. That's way too easy.
Feeds it to Rush. Lets it go from deep. Another three for Golden State.
You know, there's no better sign of how efficiently the team is operating than their assist numbers. And theirs are fantastic.
It's just beautiful basketball to watch, Clark.
Here's Brooks. It's rebounded by Golden State. Now a timeout called by Golden State. The Warriors packing Oracle Arena, but plans for a new arena on the San Francisco waterfront by 2018. I've seen pictures. It's going to be beautiful.
Oh, I can only imagine. One of the great fan bases in all of basketball. Change of location from their original intended spot on the piers, the spot known as Mission Bay, about a mile south.
And a new coach.
Yeah, that's right.
You're hot, you're hot. This is unbelievable. A lot of things get talked about with the NBA and the playoff structure, and you know, there's been some mention about opening things up in the near future. One thought is to have more teams make it in and have a play-in round between the bottom teams.
And Rush kicks to Joseph. The three. And the shot is good. Joseph's got 56 points in the game.
His work at the offensive end has been phenomenal. Maybe reason number one, they're ahead.
The Bulls have gone just 33% from the field in the fourth quarter so far. They are 2 of 6. Well, Clark, addressing playoff restructuring, we know now that 8 come in from the East and 8 teams, the top teams in the West. Another change being thrown around is just taking the top 16 teams from both conferences combined and seeding them.
Don't like it. Don't like it. We tend to overreact when we have an aberration. The Suns don't get in the playoffs with 48 wins, and 2 or 3 Eastern Conference teams get in at sub 500, and now you want to shake it all up. I'm not for that. The top 8 in the West and the top 8 in the East make a lot of sense to me, because it would be a scheduling nightmare otherwise if you try to
Keep it as is.
And in terms of trying to have a balanced schedule,
yes,
when you go to just the top 16 teams, it wouldn't work. Geographically, I just don't think it makes sense. We've got to stay where we are there.
Kirk Heinrich, he's checked in for the Bulls. And that trip coming up empty, missing both.
Well, at this point, early in the season, still so much optimism for the season ahead. We all have our predictions, but there are always going to be some surprises out there, some surprise teams. And that's why we say all the time, that's why they tee it up and play the game.
And early on, while teams are still gelling, still knocking the rust off, Steve, it creates kind of a parity, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, this is often where you'll see some upsets. You know, the talent you have on paper is one thing, but you got to produce on the court. I mean, teams really just getting put to their first tests.
And he was camped in the lane there, and he gets the 3-second call.
Inexcusable mistake for a team that's trying to get back into the game.
Yeah, I have no clue what he was thinking about there. As a matter of fact, he may have had his brain in neutral.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, dominating performance for the Warriors.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, Stephen Clark. An all-around dominant performance. Clark, and you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
I certainly did, and they just cracked it open and made it an NC. No contest.
Yeah, I like that.
Fantastic show put on. What an amazing game all around it was for the closer. Every time he shot it seemed like it was just going to drop in, and nobody was surprised. Yeah, guys, it's his consistent shooting that's really helped get his team into a position they're in right now.
The Bulls have gotten only 3 of their 9 field goal attempts to go down since the end of the third. Pretty cold down the stretch.
What a huge play. They didn't take their time wrapping this game up. They pretty much did it in a hurry.
Yeah, they had a nice spurt to polish this one off.
And Chicago shooting at a 32% clip from the field. They're just not executing.
And, you know, the rebounding edge here has been key because they're getting a lot of extra possessions offensively as a result.
Guys, you're absolutely right. It's made all the difference.
They got to feel pretty good about this win tonight, guys, defending their home floor.
Yeah, and just riding it out here now. I mean, they gave the fans what they wanted.
And he gets it to go. There's 25 seconds left in the fourth quarter. From outside the arc, and another 3 for Golden State.
And tack on a few more points to the lead. Why not? I suppose this is an emphatic showing for this club.
And, Steve, they did it in style, a beat down the entire way.
For 3, Heinrich. It's hauled in by Kuzmic.
Great job right there to body him up and affect the trajectory of that shot.
Yeah, that was definitely a forced miss, Clark. He couldn't get off the shot he wanted. Well, he had that height separation there on the mid-range jump shot. Really good job of taking advantage of that.
Here's Heinrich. Off target with that shot. So we see the Warriors taking the game here. Some days, Clark, everything goes right for a team, and they just had one of those games.
Yeah, it certainly was. I mean, these guys played a great all-around basketball game here.
And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Yes, Kevin, thank you. I'm with Klay Thompson. You were able to really help out your team on the offensive end. What enabled such a big night of productivity for you?
You know, I'm just used to the pace of the game by now, and my teammates do a good job finding me when I'm open, so all credit goes to them. I just catch and fire when I'm open.
Thank you, Klay. We so appreciate it. Back to you, Kevin.
Doris, thank you. And for Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke, and the rest of our great 2K Sports crew. This is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for joining us as Jordan presents our player of the game, the closer.